A new Siena poll out today takes a look at corruption in New York State, and 81% of voters say more arrests of legislators for corruption are likely. A third of those polled say their lawmaker could be the one arrested. It's kind of startling numbers. Steve Greenberg from the Siena Research Institute joins us now. An interesting poll, and doesn't show a lot of confidence in government, does it, Steve?
No, unfortunately, Liz, it doesn't. One of the things we did is we asked voters, would you describe yourself as, when it comes to politics in New York, as distrustful, even cynical, or optimistic, even idealistic? And 52% of voters described themselves as cynics. And when we said to voters, what better describes state legislators? While there are some bad apples, most of them are good and honest, or while there are some good ones, most state legislators cannot be trusted. And there, what we find is that it's virtually break even. So voters don't have a good feeling about state legislators at the moment.
Listen, I don't want to be cynical, but I guess I'm surprised that only 52% said they're cynical. We get all kinds of feedback now through social media. It just seems like they've had enough, and this poll seems to indicate that.
Well, and as you talked about in the lead-in, I mean, it's a little bit frightening in a sense that 81% of voters think that more arrests of legislators for corruption issues are going to happen in the very near future, and 1/3 of voters think that their individual assembly member or senator could be subject to arrest.
You know, it's interesting, Governor Cuomo trying to fight this kind of corruption, but his own personal numbers are heading down.
A little bit. What we've seen is, it's interesting. This is the 4th consecutive month that in a Siena poll, Governor Cuomo's favorability rating and job performance have dropped, but it's a little bit of a drop each month over the last 4 months. However, when we go back and compare December till now, what we see is that the governor's ratings went from 72% favorable down to 62% favorable. So I guess what I would say is voters used to give him an exceptional rating. Now he's down to merely very good.
Still not bad. All right. No. All right. Steve Greenberg, thanks so much for being with us. We'll look forward to the next poll.
Okay.
All right, and we'll check in with Nick. We'll give him a poll right now. How's that weather out there?
Not bad, Liz, and getting better. Temperatures will be trending a little milder by the middle of the week. I'll tell you what the warmest day will be and when we're going to get a little wet. That's all coming right up.
Okay.
Your CBS 6 Instant Doppler forecast with meteorologist Nick Johnston.
Well, the Albany Skycam showing some nice sunshine at this hour, and we're going to continue to see clear skies as we head through the day. There are a few high clouds there, but it's not the type that have stopped that sun from shining through. And we're going to have more of that sun for the later part of the day. Our temperatures after a brisk start have warmed up quickly. Right now it's 52 degrees. We're headed for the upper 50s for an afternoon high. That is still a couple degrees below the average high for this time of the year, but it certainly is warmer than we were yesterday. And the temperatures look to continue to trend milder over the next few days. Tonight, another brisk night. Down around 34 degrees in the capital region and some of the outlying areas. Adirondacks, Catskills, Berkshires, you could be hitting some of the upper 20s. Definitely on the cool side overnight tonight. Latest temperatures all across the region. Yeah, 52 in Albany, 48 Glens Falls, 50 in Bennington. Pretty similar temperatures across the area today. And Poughkeepsie right now at 53 degrees. We'll get into the upper 50s, maybe close to 60, but we're still a little bit below average. Here's the current wind speeds. Winds, just a light breeze today. Not overly windy. We've gotten used to those blustery winds, so it's nice when we get a little bit of a break. A 9-mile-per-hour wind right now in Albany, just 5 in Glens Falls, 10 in Bennington, and 12 the wind speed right now in Rutland, North Adams, and Pittsfield. The winds for the remainder of the day should range from about 5 or 10 to 15 miles per hour. So a light breeze across the area. You factor that with some sunshine, and even though our temperatures are a little bit below average, it's generally a pretty pleasant day to get outdoors. Here's a look at the big picture. We do have a few clouds, but they're the thin high type, and the sun has been shining through. What's helping to keep those clouds on the thin side is high pressure to the north and east. That's helping to clear our skies. It's also helping to keep us precipitation free. We're likely to stay dry today, and most of the area will still be dry through the day tomorrow. It'll be Wednesday when we watch this slow-moving frontal system approach our area, with a chance for some scattered showers. But let me take you through that hour by hour now, because there's one little caveat with that. There's going to be a coastal storm moving up the coast on Tuesday. Most of us, though, should be staying dry. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is 1 p.m. We've got those high clouds in place. We're not looking at any precipitation. We'll stay dry through the day today. Tonight, this is 10 o'clock, staying clear overnight as well. But now we're looking at Tuesday. This is 9 a.m. And you're starting to see the clouds returning along the coastline there. As we head through the day Tuesday watch, showers move up. Parts of Massachusetts could be getting a few showers, but you see it's pretty much staying in New England. We don't see much extension to the west, and I don't think we'll be seeing any of that rain across the capital region tomorrow. In fact, most of the viewing area, with the possible exception of those on the far eastern side, I don't think most of us will be seeing any rain during the day tomorrow. This is now 10 o'clock Tuesday night, and that coastal storm will clear out overnight. Then we see that slow-moving frontal system from the west start approaching, and during the day Wednesday, this is 9 a.m., we could be seeing a few scattered showers around the area. Doesn't look like a big washout, though. And our temperatures Wednesday do look to be on the mild side, low to maybe the mid-60s for Wednesday, getting back to near maybe a little bit above average. And no big cool downs here. We're staying this week in the upper 50s to the low and middle 60s. Seasonable for this time of the year. The normal high 61. And we'll be pretty close to that. Today 58, tomorrow 60, mid-60s for Wednesday, upper 50s, low to mid-60s, and that's where we're going to stay as we head into the upcoming weekend. Liz?
All right, thank you very much, Nick. Well, we have some developing story coming out of Washington State, where 5 people have been killed in a shooting late last night at an apartment complex. It happened in Federal Way, Washington. It's about 20 miles south of Seattle. Police officers got to the scene. They actually shot a suspect there who died. The Associated Press is reporting that the officers responded to the call around 9:30 Pacific time. They found 2 people on the ground injured in the parking lot of that apartment complex. And then there was gunfire that they heard. And apparently, as they tried to help the people who had been injured, one of them reached for a gun and police fired back. The AP is also reporting that police do not know what triggered the shooting, but it was a gun battle, they're saying, involving the 4 men. Lots more in this story coming up tonight as we learn more developments. Well, certainly